check out these super sexy dragon eye dice that I got sent from onlycrits.com. If you want some dice like these, click the link below in the description or go to onlycrits.com/lostlaw for a 10% discount. Use Lost Law at checkout. Creative expression. How much is too much? Are the elf boobs a bit of a pain? You see, I have been advertising profusely with the use of fan service, let's say, generating AI art of elf ladies for Elves in Bikinis Month in order to drum up an audience for more educational content. The elf boobs. The elf boobs are a lie. You're here to learn something. And we're actually going to learn something that involves quite intimately elf boobs. The reason is that payment processors over at Steam have decided that adult content has to go. And this has caused a wider ripple effect, as now I believe itch.io has also decided that corn games need to go due to payment processor regulation or payment processor terms of service. Regardless of what you think on adult material on these platforms, I want to posit this. Payment processors are now going to be the be all and end all of what artistic expression is allowed to take place on the internet. Sure, the furry artist that draws very questionable and possibly illegal content might not be where you want to send your money, but you might say want to send your money to a erotic fantasy artist. You might have a hankering to buy a Frank Frazetta piece should you have the millions to do so. But there are breasts, bare breasts, in Frank Frazetta pieces. So, no, you're not allowed to use your MasterCard or your Visa for that because this is sexual content. I myself have written some incredibly raunchy things over the years, and I have indulged in some very raunchy things over the years because I am an adult and I can make adult choices to partake in adult themes with other adults. However, now you have this unfortunate circumstance where should you produce something that is of a sexual nature, should you be a romantasy author, a woman that makes her pennies via selling all kinds of extreme pornographic material between some covers on the top shelf, or I've seen them on the bottom shelves of various retailers on the market on the high street, then you could be in trouble. Because where do we draw the line? Do we draw the line where Visa and MasterCard want us to draw the line? Or can we go ahead and express ourselves, as is our God given right, created in the image of our Creator, to express ourselves in whatever way we see fit, be that seedy or be it aspirational? I think we are stepping into some very strange realms, and I think it's going to go a lot deeper than video games. They will come for your literature, they will come for your books and your artwork. Your favorite artists will have to accept that they cannot sell their services on a large scale if the art they are producing is going to break the terms and conditions of the payment processor's terms of service. Of course, we all know this has come from a group called Collective Shout, who have sent a couple thousand emails, I believe, to certain people in these payment processing companies, and this has pressured Steam and itch.io to close its doors on adult material. But how long until that is violent material? How long before Drizzt's flashing scimitars are no longer able to be depicted because a group of activists have decided that it is not okay? This is a very dangerous predicament for someone like myself, someone that plays the Dungeons and the Dragons and the Untold Destinies, where there is blood, where there is gore, where there is succubus with nipples out. So when Dungeons and Dragons, Wizards of the Coast released their survey after the OGL scandal all those years ago now, I asked them, look, you have literal sex demons in your lore and in your game. Am I not allowed to have these in things that I create? Because they had stipulated in the terms of conditions of their new OGL they were trying to push that content that was offensive or perhaps mature in some way could possibly contravene the license, and therefore they could get your stuff and also charge you for the privilege. It is an incredibly strange state of affairs that we have allowed these puritanical types to get their nails into these companies, and these companies are now able to dictate to platforms and artists uh, as to what they're allowed to produce. Now, of course, there are certain limits. I've done entire streams, shows, and videos about the limits of erotica in fantasy, etc., etc., etc. You can go back on my channel or anywhere else I'm active and find my opinions on this, because the topic fascinates me. How much is too much? How far is too far? Are you allowed to describe certain George R. R. Martin style details in sex scenes, or is it always a fade to black? These are intriguing, fascinating questions because humans are sexual creatures. It makes us tick more than anything else. In fact, it's why a lot of you are subscribed, because you've seen boobs in the thumbnail and it activates the neuron in your monkey brain, and here you are. If that's you, do like and subscribe and share the content. Go and watch something else. Like and subscribe there as well. Go and check out my friend the Brass Dragon or the Brass Drake as well, because it's small creators that want to express themselves or express ourselves in certain ways that are about to be under attack. Larger creators aren't going to have to worry so much because they've already got the audience, already got the clout. They can create the content they want to create because they have what is colloquially called fuck you money. I don't have that. I don't plan on selling anything too raunchy at present, but there will be boobs on the cover of Grundleskull because it is a sword and sorcery Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition module. There will be an elf chick chained to a wall as Grundleskull laughs maniacally or something like that, because it's part of the genre. There is a grand tradition in sword and sorcery. I like to call it sexy sword and sorcery, where you've got your Conans, this Adonis, you've got your Red Sonias, these voluptuous vixens with sword in hand, covered in blood, and drinking a barrel full of booze a night. This is simply the genre. And just because certain actors can't understand that this is the way that it has always been, does not mean that we should have to give up our nice things. Yeah, I think that's about what I wanted to get off my chest. Do go and look into this. It's going to get bigger. Cheerio.